Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Outdoor Home Stay-at-Home Cooking Demonstration Series. So most of us are back to work now, so we've transitioned from, instead of every day at 1 o'clock, we're coming to you every Thursday night at 7 o'clock with a new recipe. We want to keep this going as long as we can, so we're still encouraging you to stay home, maybe instead of traveling, and get outside and cook something new on the grill. But you're probably going to be doing this in the evenings rather than 1 o'clock since we're all back to work. What we're doing today is a really cool recipe. You may have tried this before if you've ever been to our Egg Fest or some of the events we do. This one's a big crowd favorite. It's peanut butter, beer, bacon, brownies. Yes, we said beer and bacon, and it goes in a brownie. We're going to show you how to do that. We've actually got one that is just about ready to come off, and then we'll show you how we make that. And then we also make a beer chocolate sauce that goes over the top. We're going to show you everything today, including the finished product that's going to come off. We did this intentionally because this needs to cool down. Otherwise, Aaron and I both are going to burn our mouths trying to eat a hot brownie. So this is the finished product that's going to come off. I'm going to let that rest right back there. Okay, and now we'll show you how we actually make the brownie. We're going to start with the sauce because that's going to take a couple minutes. So I've got just a small little Dutch oven. You can use any pan as long as it's big enough. And we're going to make our chocolate sauce because it's also going to have to cool a little bit, which will help it thicken. So I'm going to start with 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to melt that butter. I'll pull this a little closer here. Hot skillet. I've got, my ingredients are down below. We're going to add some corn syrup, a couple tablespoons of this, I'm going to get that incorporated in there. And then this part's pretty fun. We're going to add a half cup of beer. You can use any dark beer of your choosing. In this case, we're using, I like to buy local beer when I can, so we have a coffee stout winter grind from Mother's. So just grab your favorite beer. I'm going to go and get that off of there. You don't take long at all. That's something you can set it down on. You actually boil that for just a minute. And then we want to take it off the heat. We can always add it back on if we need to, but we don't want it to get too hot. And then we've got dark. You want to use the special dark chocolate chips. A full cup of this. Well, that's good and hot. We're done with this. Okay, and then I'm just going to start mixing in the chocolate chips. You could, of course, make this inside if you wanted to. But on a beautiful day like today, why would you do that when you can just do this outside real quick, since we're doing the brownies outside anyway? Should be nice and smooth like that. That turned out pretty good. Okay, we've got our chocolate sauce. We're going to let that rest, and now we're going to make our brownies. We've got the one that's resting here. Okay, so start, because I always forget this step, I'm going to do it first. And make sure you grease the bottom so we can get that brownie out of there when we're done. Okay, so what we are using here, you can use any, I like to do the dark chocolate in whichever flavor that you use. Use any one of these on the brownie mix. And then you'll want to follow the directions on the brownie mix itself. So some of them are a little bit more oil than others. Your beer is going to substitute the water. So if it calls for 1/3 a cup of water, just use 1/3 a cup of the beer. The beer is going to go in the brownie as well. In this case, it's 1/4 cup of that, and it gets a little bit more oil. We're 2/3 of a cup on the oil, so. Just follow the directions that are on the brownie mix itself. And this one was 1/4 cup of beer. It's going to be hard not to add a little more than that, but shouldn't hurt anything. Again, we're using the same beer. You want a nice, you can use any beer that you like. The darker the better, the chocolatier the better in this case. And then we've got our 2 eggs. And like with any cake mix or brownie mix, you're just blending this all together. Make sure you get all the dry cake mix up on the sides. Okay, once I've got that blended pretty good, we mentioned with peanut butter, beer, bacon. I think I said the peanut butter part. If not, I missed it. It's 1/3 a cup of the peanut butter cups. Actually, just use our dry one. Go a little over, you can. Okay. We're closer to 1/2 a cup. We're going to mix those in. That's where the peanut butter comes in. Okay, pretty straightforward. You can see it takes virtually no time at all. Okay, so that one we did a 13x9 pan. Bigger Egg offers both of these. You may have these at home. It also works if you're doing like a prime rib. That's your drip pan. Real easy to clean. And then this is the round. So we had one of each in our arsenal here, so I did the first one on that. But you can use a round pan like this. It even mentions that on the directions on the brownies. The difference is going to be this one's going to just turn out a little thicker. Which, if I'm being honest, I like it thicker brownie, so I'll probably wait for this batch. None of this will go to waste today. Okay, so we had our beer there and our peanut butter in a batch to make it a peanut butter beer bacon brownie. The last ingredient would be somewhere. The bacon. So the bacon was cooked. Before we went live, I actually cooked the bacon ahead of time on this egg. Once I had to preheat it anyway to cook the brownies. So once I got it good and hot at about 350, 400 degrees, lay the bacon indirect. We're set up to bake. It's been set up the whole time. So I actually cooked the bacon first across there. It was 1 pound of bacon, and 1 pound of bacon will get you enough to make 2 of these batches of brownies. So then once the bacon, I let it cool, crumbled it up. So now this is the part that this is the best. You just start sprinkling that over the top. It will actually kind of soak down in, as you'll see on the finished product. Calls for 3/4 of a cup of chopped bacon. This is fresh bacon that we cooked on the Big Green Egg. And now we're evenly spreading this across. You can do candied bacon. We have done that before. I think all of us at Outdoor Home prefer the, if you just do regular bacon, you kind of get that salty, savory finish with the sweetness and the beer and the peanut butter just all goes together. But if candied bacon is your thing, some people call it pig candy, you can do that, where you add brown sugar to it, make it nice and sweet, and then you'll have a little bit different taste profile. So that is the finished product ready to go Depending on the round pan, it's going to be a little thicker. It's going to cook a little bit longer. That one was right at 30 minutes at the 350 degrees. So we'll put this one on. Just right there, set up to bake at 350 in the middle of the egg. There's a little bit of beer left. I think you know where that's going to go. It goes great with the actual brownie itself. I think that's probably hot enough we can set it there. Chocolate sauce is nice and thick. Aaron, you ready to eat?
Oh, I'm ready.
That seemed like really fast.
Yeah.
Brownies are easy. Not much to it. So let's see if we can. This is still going to be pretty warm. Nice and gooey. I'm already pretending I'm at home going right for the center. Nobody ever eats the edges in our house.
Well, I gotta come over more often. I want the edge piece.
Alright, we'll get a little. Aaron wants the edge. So when you serve this up at home, actually if I were at home and I had vanilla ice cream in the freezer, I would do this in a bowl, put vanilla ice cream over it, and then hit it with the sauce. And if this is still warm, it's going to be even better. Just get plenty of that on there. It's got that chocolatey, got that beer in there as well. Peanut butter, beer, bacon, brownies with chocolate, beer, fudge sauce on top. That's hard to say with practice. You get pretty good at it, right, Aaron?
Yes.
You're advancing, it's kind of hard to say that pretty quick. All right, I guess I'll go first. It's gonna be gooey, gooey, warm goodness. If I need to hold the camera for you, I will.
Oh, I can do two things. I'll make this work.
I have to say, in dozens of times of making this dish, that's the first time I've ever been able to have it that fresh. That's pretty amazing while it's still warm and everything. So we'll post the website or the recipe. I think this one's actually been on outdoorhome.com for a while. Pretty popular recipe. Peanut butter, beer, bacon, chocolate brownies with a chocolate beer fudge sauce on top. So again, we're doing this every week. If this is your first time tuning in, you can go back and watch some of the back recipes. We did this every day at 1 o'clock for, I think, 35 straight days or so. So there's all kinds of recipes you can go back and watch. We're going to keep doing this every week. We just kind of changed our hard to compete with the semi. Kind of changed our tune. We're all at the office, but we're going to do this every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. So once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you the next time.